What is going on, Magic Cheers? Welcome to a third version of this podcast, I think, of doing a show like this. Quick and I'm gonna go over this on Sunday's episode. If Sundays comes out the way it's supposed to on time. But basically, I'm back at it doing the podcasting again. I've gotten life has changed, thrown some loops in, but fantastic loops, and so it's given me some more availability and time to get back at doing this. I had started the radio, which right now has kind of gone down because there's some issues with it, but that's okay because we're gonna work through it. And I'm hoping to get it back up and going in about probably a couple of weeks. But what's a bummer is that I was planning to start the podcast again and kind of, well, not the podcast per se, because if you listen to the last episode, I was like, no more podcasts. I'm just going to do it on the radio. So I was going to put it on the radio, put on the show on the radio. But with these issues that came up out of nowhere, I was like, well, let's go ahead and just start this back up on the podcast again. And maybe that's a sign. Eventually we'll get back onto the radio once we get the podcast and we can link them together. So, and honestly, I have missed just being able to talk. I mean, it's I can't wait for the radio to come up because it does give me a different side of creativity to be able to share. Being able to share not just Disney park music that's like just, because there's a lot of Disney music out there, but it's not Disney. I mean, yeah, they play it in the parks, but it's like Bee Gees and like literal music from there. I just wanted it only to be Disney. So you would only hear Disney movies and Disney park songs on the station. So that's how it is. Like I said, there's some changes, and actually you're going to see more video coming up too with the podcast. Right now it's audio. That's just because I'm still getting stuff ready in my room to look more presentable, and I wanted to get something up. And so the idea basically is that during the week you will have a show like this, which is going to be focused on kind of news and everything, and then the Sunday's episode will go back to being positive. And just focusing on hopefully getting you guys pumped up and active. So let's just jump into it. We do got some news to cover and I want this to be interactive, right? I want you guys to respond to me, whether it's through an email, whether it's through Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, whatever you're most comfortable with. I'm really, really heavily right now in Instagram. It always changes, right? Every time new social media kind of just starts, there's one that kind of just starts pushing its way through, and then, that's a big deal for the moment, and eventually it kind of fades out. For me right now, that is Instagram. I plan to be doing these shows live there, so you can always check it out as well there. But I'm excited. I'm excited for being able to start doing this again. I love to talk, and so this is kind of the perfect medium to do that on. But I do have some news to give you, and I don't want to just give you news. I want you to respond. I want to know what you think about it. So, starting off, we did get a sneak peek of the new Slinky Dog Dash at Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studio. Disney did a kind of behind the scenes on Good Morning America, and they had Tim Allen with it, which is kind of awkward because if you don't remember, Tim Allen had a show on ABC, Last Man Standing. It was actually very successful. It got canceled. And he kind of called him out on it, and then he's there. So I don't know, maybe it's all good now. Or maybe it's just because of contracts, because he's technically Buzz, and this is part of his contract. Who knows? But we did get a sneak peek, and it was pretty interesting. You can see clips of it still like on YouTube and stuff. But they did show kind of a first person view on the ride, and it looks it doesn't look bad. It just looks I don't know. It looks slow, and that could just be because of the way it was. Honestly, like I'm thinking like of Goofy, ride there, Magic Kingdom. I think it looks faster than this, but nevertheless, it is a cool little behind the scene thing. You can check it out, and so you can like I said, you can find it on YouTube. You can of course go to Disney Parks blog. They have it there. It is a family themed coaster, so it's not technically going to be like crazy, fast. But there's a lot of hype around it because it's a Slinky Dog, and it's supposed to kind of, not to say it's going to be like the Mine Train, but it's, kind of in that way. It's a different style of a cart, but either way, I mean, it looks fun. And I cannot wait for it to open up. I I say I wish I could be there when Toy Story Land opens up in Hollywood Studio, but based on the way Avatar Land went, I don't think I want to. I think I'd rather wait like 2 years and then go, because I think it's gonna be crazy packed, and I don't know if I'm up for that. It's so much stuff. Over on Disneyland Park, we do got a new nighttime spectacular. It's a Pixar nighttime spectacular called Together Forever, or let me put that backwards. I said it backwards. It's Together Forever, a Pixar nighttime spectacular. This is over at Disneyland. A lot of different stuff, of course. It's a night show, really cool. Again, you can kind of see a glimpse there on their YouTube channel. They have different images coming up and the fireworks, and it looks pretty. It looks fun. If you've seen some of the previous shows, Disneyland, you might be a fan of this. You might not, because it doesn't seem to kind of follow the past shows that have been there. But you can check it out if you're going to be going to Disneyland between here and September 3rd. You can go ahead and check it out there. It will be during Pixar Fest, which will be until September 3rd. Now this last piece of news, I really want to get kind of your feedback on. You might not care. For me, I kind of care, because this is something I wanted to be able to participate in. And again, it just never happened. And now Disney has taken it away. And it's one of those things, just like in the past, like Osborne Lights and stuff. Disney you're just like, wait, what? Like, there's no goodbye. It's just, hey, 2 months from now, wishes will be done. And you're just like, like, if I would have known that, I would have, planned my trip to be able to watch it and then do this. But yeah. So Orlando Sentinel is reporting that there will be no Night of Joy event at Walt Disney World for 2018. According to the spokeswoman for the Night of Joy, last year was the last event. Now, Night of Joy it was a time when Disney would have basically a ton of Christian bands and artists come and sing there. And it was really cool because it was at the ESPN Wide World of Sports, and you were able to kind of go and a lot of these artists are hardly kind of there together, and here they were now you were able to go watch them. And it was like a mini little festival basically that happened every time, and it's been going on for 35 years. It began in 1983. And I'm kind of bummed out with the artist that it ended with, which was Toby Mac and Mercy Me. But anyway, 35 years that this is going on, and then it just stops, and you're just like, why? I mean, it I don't know if the attendance was an issue, because I know last year apparently they did. I mean, there was an issue last year, but that was because of Hurricane Irma that they canceled the second night. If you remember, there was like a big hurricane in Florida. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where, again, I don't know why Disney does something like this. It was a draw. It was allowing people to come in. People would buy tickets, and plan their trip around that time, because, like I said, it was an event you were able to see quite a bit of people. And it began. It was in the ESPN Wide World Sports for the last 2 years. I forgot to mention that. It began in Magic Kingdom in 1983. That's where it started. And then, with this, you even then all of a sudden had Universal start up, and they had a 2-night extra ticket event, which was Rock the Universe. And it was the same thing, featuring Christian artists. And so now you had people having to buy, you have people having to buy a ticket for Disney and then buy a ticket for the Night of Joy. You have people with Universal having to buy a ticket to Universal and then the Rock the Universe. Now, my thing is, like I said, I personally, it bums me out, because that is something I always wanted to do. I thought it would be cool, because I don't really do festivals. I'm not that kind of, I don't, but this was an excuse. It's like, it's Disney, so we can all go as a family. Y'all go have fun. I'm going to go do this because I want to see these bands. My wife's not really into going to like live concerts and stuff. My kids could care less as well. So this was more for me. So when I read it, I just was like, no, why? And it's just a tradition that, again, Disney kind of has just said, we're just going to stop this. Now, on the plus side, they're not turning away artists altogether. In fact, for this year's Food and Wine Festival, it's been reported already that Mercy Me and Taryn Wells, they're going to be at Eat to the Beat. concert series, which when you go to Food and Wine Festival, there's Eat to Beat. They have basically different bands playing, and you're able to watch them at Epcot. It's a really fun experience, real fun thing to see, and I think it's really cool because now you're gonna have these bands kind of come there, but it's not the same, right? You know, you have just a ton. Maybe I think it was like maybe 16 or 15 people bands. Of course, they had some bigger name names, artists, up front, like Amy Grant and Toby Mac and stuff on the Night of Joy. But you had that kind of experience compared to this, where it's like, oh, I'm at Epcot. I'm already, having fun. And who's there? Oh, it's Mercy Me. It's kind of cool because you don't necessarily have to pay for a full new ticket. You're able to kind of see the band. You don't have to, if there's too many people seating, you can kind of just sneak back behind everybody and just watch it. But I don't know, it just takes something away, I think, because it's another event, and Disney has gone away with different events, right? They did the Star Wars, it took that away, and they kind of changed it. It used to be kind of a whole Star Wars weekend thing, and now it's not. My thing is, I wonder what else they're gonna do. What other events are they going to take away? Like I said, you might not care about this, but I would love to know what you think. Send me a tweet or an Instagram message or a Facebook message and let me know. Say like, hey, I didn't know that. It's a bummer. Maybe this is something you had always planned to do. I know like when they got rid of Maelstrom, that was a bummer for a lot of people because they, the last time they had gone on that ride was when they were like 8 years old and they wanted to take their family. And the year they were going to go, it was closed because Frozen was coming. So, it's just one of those things that I think, again, Disney did not, and they do that on purpose, right? I think they do that because they don't want people to also like just overdo it and now swarm and it becomes an issue. So they do like to do that where they're just kind of like pull the plug. But I mean, in this case, at least like with Wishes, they did do a kind of a send off. Maelstrom even, they did a send off. It was like in 3 months' time, it's going to close. Osborne Lights, this is going to be the last year you're going to see it. With this, we don't even get a lineup. It's over. It ended last year and it didn't even finish completely because of Irma, and they take it away. So for me, it's a bummer. I'm a little sad by it. I think I think it's something that Disney should keep. I think it's a great way to just keep bringing a different kind of audience and keep staying relevant to this type of audience with who's into this kind of music. And but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what Disney has planned. I mean, the thing about Disney is a lot of people give them benefit of the doubt. I do as well. Most of the time, Disney knows what they're doing. But I still feel that Disney can make mistakes. And for me personally, I don't know. I don't think this is a mistake in the sense of I don't think they're going to lose money because I think the crowd that would go to these things like Night of Joy, they're still going to go to Disney anyway. And I think that's why Disney's kind of nice by adding, some of the artists to like Eat to the Beat. But I think they do lose kind of a draw. This was a big, thing that they would be able to promote, and now they're not going to be able to. So I'd love to know what you think. Like I said, shoot me a message, tweet at me, and let me know. This is something that we're going to be doing every week. I want to be doing this live soon, and so it will be a video on the podcast too, so you can see me and say hello. I won't be able to see you, but you'll see me. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, Sunday we'll be back to being, inspirational. And I think that's it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, day, week, and whenever you're listening to this. And as always, stay magical.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo-dah, day,